guess like the question people always ask me about all the stuff I got in that room is like, why bricks? Like, how'd you get there? So to get that, you have to, I'll take you back. I grew up in Stockton, and as many of you know, in the Valley, as a kid, you know, there's not a lot of stuff to do around here, right? So my dad would always take us out to the Delta, hang out on the waterways and stuff, and it's like a really special place for me. The waterway itself, it's lined with like rubble and garbage, right? And a lot of like people just dump stuff and party, but I think that hanging out there a lot like really instilled like resourcefulness in me, and like trying to find like the fun in garbage. So yeah, like I feel like a lot of like how I think about art and like my life revolves around like making this cheap entertainment for myself and being resourceful. I guess like my first exploration of like the rubble obsession started in fall of 2020. I took this class, visual art and ecology with Jake. He's here somewhere, but we had an assignment, and I really was analyzing like why do these rubbles mean so much to me, you know? There's a photo in there by the table. It's a big digital photograph I took of these rocks, and I stitched them with embroidery. And making that, I started like thinking about like contrasting things, like exploring like softness versus hardness, and like precious and dainty things and things you throw away and don't care about. And I also was thinking a lot about like gendered tasks too, like why is sewing like a feminine thing, and like carving, like why is this like a masculine act? So I was just kind of trying to subvert those ideals. I do a lot of research, and somewhere along the way I came across this sculpture brother duo. They're called I See and Saw It. I think they're Iranian actually, and they have they did a brick sculpture, and I saw it and I was like, whoa, like I want to make a brick sculpture, right? And it took me the longest to figure out like why bricks, but I think like bricks kind of encompass like they encompass like the rubble that I like, and the domestic objects and home things and construction materials to my family. Like my dad's a welder, my cousin and his dad, they're cement masons, so we talk about like building things all the time, and you know, being creative and working at the art department, I'm just building stuff all the time with Kyle, and it's like I'm always thinking about building things and my home life, and it's like a cycle. Other artists that I looked at a lot were Abraham Cruz Villegas. He does a lot of constructing of like things that he finds also. He was like a major like I want to be resourceful like this guy, like he's like a superstar. I looked at Allison Baker's soft sculptures too. She's like from Minnesota. She explores like a lot of like ideals that I like too. And Judy Chicago was like a big influence in all like the foods, the fake foods in there, the acts of hospitality. And I also studied Sarah Lucas and her pantyhose and found object things that she made, and Marcel Duchamp, of course. So making that brick lady, right, she was like kind of like the first like brick thing that I did, and it was like really laborious, and it was a lot of grinding, but making that was like, it was really fruitful in like finding all these other avenues to like make stuff with the bricks. Like I'd grind it with an angle grinder, right? And it would just shoot like this red dust like everywhere, and rubble would be falling, and I'd save all that and like make new sculptures with the rubble and mix them with my found objects that I've got at home. And the dust itself, I used it to make some paint with too. There's like looks like cloth that's shoved in the corner that's made with like brick paint. There's like a few prints on the wall too where I made relief carvings. They're like big, like intricate kind of stamps that you can make, and I would roll those through the press and flock some brick dust on that, and that was like another way to use it. So it was just, in hindsight, like sometimes I'm like frustrated that I didn't get to like put the brick lady together, but she was just fruitful for finding all these other ways to use the material too. I think all the works in there, they exemplify my inclination for meticulousness, little details, haphazard tension, and things kind of teetering on the brink of collapse. And they're kind of stressful, but I think there's like some humor to find in all this stress. Like if you look at all the titles are like they're like a narrative. So yeah, I guess that's it.